You are watching Live with Dr. Kimber. Come on in and have a seat at the table.
We're live.
Good evening. Good evening with Reverend Dr. Boise Kimber for tuning tonight and this team.
That's
For
it.
joining me tonight. We are gathered to appreciate being together. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Everything is cool on this.
You got a new set of facts.
Yeah, well, you know, we try to keep the fun in it.
Yeah, I got you.
Try to keep the
So,
fun.
how's family doing?
You know, we had a death in the family on yesterday, but God is sovereign and we trust Him, and so we are we're gonna have to deal with that. But nevertheless, God is still good, and you know, trials come to make us strong. You know,
Strong
yeah.
every
So
day of the week.
we don't trust God any less. We just have to depend on Him the more. That's all.
That's a good thing.
How are things on your end?
Things are pretty good on our end. Continue to work with church. I celebrated 34 years on yesterday.
Nice.
People were very, very kind. I have the most wonderful church, and I mean, and my wife today, Ricky, and she talked. Ministry is the mess. Drinking from the cup is the mess. Ministry is the mess. And she talked about the ministry. I was well pleased with it. Yeah. So, and then I've been working come and I was able to do work for them, and I was able to do work for the congregation churches, where W. Franklin Richardson is the chairperson and Jackie Burton is the president and the CEO. And I did with the National Baptist Convention USA Incorporated. We were very supportive in the House with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And so we're very proud of the work that we did in the battleground states. We worked in Wisconsin, we worked in Florida, we worked in Pennsylvania, we worked in Georgia, we worked in Wisconsin, we worked in Nebraska, and we worked in Ohio. So we were very pleased with the people there and with clergy who participated in working there. They did an excellent job. So now we are watching the individuals that President-elect Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris is electing for, recommending for the different spots in his cabinet. We saw several today working with communication. There's a brother who is going to be the vice chair of Treasury, and so I'm sure that he is going to name more. Congressman Clyburn is looking for more. I think all of us are looking. When we say we're looking for more, you know, we just don't want a face there. We get too many faces in high positions, and they forget about where they come from. We want qualified individuals who understand policies and who desire to open the door for Black people to come in. And so we're watching that. And Congress of National Black Church, Dr. Richardson and Dr. Burton has hired us to come work in Georgia. And so we're organizing Black Baptist churches in Georgia for Reverend Warnock and can't pronounce the guy's last name, Osafo. And so we are there. We're starting tomorrow. We got people lined up to work in Columbus, Georgia, Albany, Georgia, Macon, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, and Augusta, Georgia. Those are where a lot of the blacks, we decided that um, um, Reverend Warnock and his people could handle Fulton County, DeKalb County, Garnett, that area there. We needed to go and mobilize blacks in those cities in which I have named to you. And so that is going good. People are ready to hit the ground. Got early voting starting in the next week or two. And we're just asking people to vote early, vote regular, and also mail in your ballot. And so that's what we are doing now. We're excited. And so I just really want to say that if you got family members in Georgia, please call them up and make sure that they are registered to vote. This election here in Georgia is just important as the presidential election was. Because if we win Georgia, then we will control the House and the Senate. We got to get rid of racist Mitch McConnell and the others that are over there. And so we need to put all of our energy into working in Georgia. Listen, if you don't give nothing but $2 or $5, be a part of this historical movement. Reverend Warnock has been a friend for many years. Um, Took over the church of Daddy King and Martin King Jr. there in Atlanta, Ebenezer Baptist Church, and has done a superb job there. And I know that if he is elected, he will represent the people. We need people who are going to represent those who are disenfranchised, those who cannot articulate the issues. We need them there. And so I'm asking all of you who are listening to us tonight, Ms. T. Let's go to Georgia. You don't have to be there physical, but you can get on the phone and call your relatives, your cousins, your friends. Everybody got somebody in Georgia that they know. You can send a $5, cash app them, debit card them $5 to help them in this race because Warnock is running against a multimillionaire, which is Kelly, and she's going to spend at least $20 million of hers. $100 million going to come from the Republican Party. And then you got Purdue, both of them, when they heard about the coronavirus, both of them pulled their stock and they're making money. They're making money while people are sick. And here they are wanting to cut Obamacare. And so we got to go vote and we got to be a part of this. And so I'm encouraging all of you who are listening to us that go in vote.
And I'm gonna share the link. Attorney Walker has sent me the link for Warnock to be a support to him, so folk won't feel no type of way. We're not taking anybody's money. It goes directly to them.
Goes directly to them,
Yeah.
and I continue to send him money myself to help the brother.
Right.
We can't have a free ride. I mean, $5 is simple, $10 is simple, and then some of you can even give more. Let's do this together. Be a part of it, and at least you can say to someone, "Hey, I wasn't there, but I contributed."
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think for a lot of people, this is something new. I never heard of. Most of the time, you're obsessed with the politics in your area, but this is more of a I guess we would want to say it's a thing that goes across our country. The Senate is a big thing because it affects us all in some way based on what our president is able to do. And I think we learned that when Obama was our president, a lot of the things he was bottlenecked on that he wanted to do, he had to,
Right. And we don't need Biden to be bottlenecked with the Senate because listen, the Senate voted to put the last 2 Supreme Court justices in. And so the count now is 64. So it seems as though we probably will never win anything coming out of there, because we may pick up one person. You know, you're not going to pick up Clarence Stepping Fetching. You know, we're not going to pick up him. And so if we can control the Congress, the Senate, we can get more judges. We can get things passed. We can, maintain Obamacare, which will be Biden care. A whole lot of stuff can happen. People can get jobs. Money can flow in our communities and in our cities.
So, from your perspective, why is it that they keep attacking Obamacare? They don't. Is it the rich don't want to help do their part, or is it taking money out of their pocket? Like, what's the deal?
Oh, I love Obamacare.
Yeah,
because I got that insurance, and it's with Anthem.
Come on.
The Blue Cross Blue Shield. I love it, and I don't know what I would be paying without having Obamacare.
Mm-hmm.
This is another slap to take health care away from poor people.
Mm-hmm.
You know who the poor people are.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's another angle to say, hey, the big pharmaceutical companies, the doctors and stuff, they want to take Obamacare away. Then they want to take Obamacare away, and so we got to fight. I wish that Black people could understand that we got to fight for everything. You can't ever let up from fighting. We're out here fighting sometimes by ourselves. I said the other day in an article, we're out here alone. And we're always trying, as Black people, we're always trying to make alignment with Hispanics and make alignments with whites. They don't ever make an alignment with us. They don't ever come and sit and stand with us against the issues that are plaguing our community. When? When the last time an evangelical stood on the stage with the Black preachers and Black members of churches and said to Donald Trump, this is wrong? We have not even had Hispanics to stand with us. Listen, Joe Biden could have probably won Florida if Hispanic voters had voted for him. They voted for Donald Trump in Florida, and they did it in Texas also. So where is the camaraderie when it comes with them and us? It's no camaraderie. Listen, Abraham Lincoln was Republican, and for 70 some years, Black people were part of the Republicans because the Republicans needed Black men to fight in the Civil War. And then after that, we got out because we wanted a New Deal. We wanted to be a part of the New Deal with Roosevelt. And we all went Democrats. I really think that we have to see who is going to do what for our community. Who's going to do what for our community? And so we know that Trump wasn't going to do that for our community because he's racist. We got some hope that Biden is going to do what is right about our community, since it was the Black community that lifted him when he was down and carried him across the finish line. He agrees with that.
At least he knows that part.
Yeah. And
some people forget us after they come through our churches at election time.
And sometimes we got to remind white politicians before they come to our churches what our agenda is. Just can't be coming. You're not just coming up in my church just to talk. No. We're going to have a meeting before the meeting. And that's what should happen. Y'all don't know what you want to deal with. Y'all say, oh, okay, at this particular time, we want to deal with Obamacare, health care. We want to deal with unemployment. We want to deal with jobs. All of that we want to deal with. We want to deal with education. We want to deal with technology. Here in 2020, we do not even have technology in our community in New Haven. Excuse me 1 second.
Sure.
So it's still a fight. We got education problems. We got a whole lot of stuff going on, and here we at black folk, we sitting around saying, okay, we just need to work with people, and listen, you ain't gonna get nothing being good at working with nobody. You got to make your demands. This is how we gonna deal with it.
Do you think part of the or maybe the disconnect is people don't see how politics affect them directly? Because a lot of times people are not interested unless it's a direct, like it's interrupting how I eat, where I live, how I sleep, and that false sense of we're doing better than we were. I don't know. What do you think that
Well,
is?
we can always do better. Enough ain't enough for us because we behind the 8 ball. They still holding our 40 acres and a mule. What they gonna pay up on that?
Yeah.
So we are still behind. We're still behind in every category. Blacks are behind. And so it doesn't matter how fast we run, we ain't gonna never catch up with them because they too far ahead of us. At least we can make some strides.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I think sometimes we think that because there's a few of us that are doing well, that's it's like those token ones. People get that, like because Obama was the president, we had a black president. Everybody thought, well, this is going to be great. We're going to be better, and that wasn't kind of the case for everybody.
Obama had to weave and dodge because they still came at him for trying to be a right president for everybody. And they wanted to make sure that he didn't do that for Negroes.
Well, I mean, I see even with Biden saying that he's not going to what does he say? He's not going to not investigate or whatever he's going to do with Trump. Like, I hope we don't see a repeat of that kind of trying to be. I don't want to say that because I'm a pastor, but that trying to be holy, holistic in our
Listen,
program.
I think he would mess up his presidency fooling with Donald Trump.
Okay.
And anybody, any press, or any television stations that entertain Donald Trump and his foolishness, turn the channel. Turn the channel. What
He's
what
just trying to stay relevant at this point. It seems he's just trying to stay.
it's white privilege.
Okay.
And they don't want to hear that. That's exactly what it is. How can you go play golf since you've lost the election every day almost with 260 some odd people who lost their lives, and you haven't been to a coronavirus meeting in the last 5 or 6 months, and you tell me he cares about America and those people who are following him, they care more about him than they care about themselves and their families and their neighbors?
Yeah, that was shocking when they were like he hadn't talked to Fauci and those guys. And I was like, what? What? How are you the leader? How are you the leader? And you're not. He's not. He does. It's like he don't even care. It's like, okay.
Trying to figure out what's his next move. He is one of the most shrewdest politicians around. He has taken a page out of Nixon book. Donald Trump had no business being president of these United States of America. No business. That's why he ain't there today, because people found out about it. And so I would hope that black people will continue to support those who have our interests. He never had our interests. Neither with the Central Park Five. He never had our interests.
Yeah.
And we should have known something that something was wrong with it. Many fights that Trump and Al Sharpton had
Mm.
in New York. So we're putting that page on the side, looking for a brighter day. The Lord heard our cry because, listen, we don't know what we would have done if Donald Trump had had another 4 years.
Right. Right.
The Lord heard our cry, and coming up in the country, we was at, and He pitied our groan.
Come on here.
So we're headed in a new direction, and so I just ask people to join the Senate race in Georgia. Let's fight. I know if we go out and vote, then we can win. Biden won by 12,000 and some votes. If all the black folks in Georgia would go vote, it would be no problem. Nobody can win an election without black people.
Mm.
You call us 12% or whatever. When it comes to needing us, we become the majority because you can't win without. And so that's where we are tonight. Local politics here in New Haven. Brothers and sisters, this mayor has to go. Some of you may not like it. What has he done since he's been in office? No more than give a brief of coronavirus each day. What scribes have we had? We are suffering in black neighborhoods. People are unemployed. Unemployment in Newhallville, it's got to be at least 18%. People don't have health care. People are hungry. They don't have jobs. What are we gonna do here? I mean, they can't even pay their rent because they ain't got a job. And so, what is he doing to lift our community? No more than, trying to fight me. He can't win a fight with me because he's got to run. And I'm an independent black preacher. I ain't like these other stepping fetching Negro preachers. You can't buy me. And if each black preacher in this city would understand what social justice is for your people and stand for your people and fight for your people, then we can have a lot more. We're so concerned about who's getting what. Kimber is getting this because listen, they ain't got enough money to buy me. I got a wife, I got kids, I got grandkids. So if you got enough money, all them got to eat. So you ain't really got enough money. And by the way, it ain't really about the money. It's about principles and character. It's about us standing for what we believe in. Now we got this school board, and I shared with them we hadn't had school since last year, since early this year. 6 months ago we had school. They tried to go back to school, but it didn't work. The board could not even agree on when they was going to go back to school. Now they are out again. I was reading the paper the other day. They said, "Oh, we got a surplus." Come on, why not have a surplus? Ain't nobody been in school. You ain't gave no lunches to nobody. Ain't been no buses running like they're supposed to be running. People haven't been coming to work. So why wouldn't you have a surplus? Right. And then why would you have a surplus when people need books and paper and tablets and pencils? Why don't you put some of that money that you say you got a surplus, why don't you put some of that money back into the community where our kids are?
True.
So the other day, the president of the school board was up for nomination to another 4-year term. Here's what I saw. I saw Hispanic leaders, Hispanic principals, one stepping, fetching black person speaking on her behalf and saying how good she is and how good and what she does. I was the only one to speak against her and her leadership. the most terrible leadership that I've ever seen. Meetings went from, when Tony Harper and Darnell Goldston was president, meetings went from 2 hours to 5 and 6 hours now. You can't even control it. Then the most important thing here, how can you be president of the New Haven public school, of the board, and you have a program in Edgewood School that you charge people to attend, and you are the president of the board, and you give nothing back to the board, to the school. You don't pay for lights, you don't pay for gas, you don't pay for nothing. But you got an after-school program there, and you are taking taxpayers' money and abusing it. And I found out today there's not one black kid in the program. But you're the president of the school board. Now listen, when Mayor Hart nominated Larry Conaway, you had over 100 Hispanics who showed up at that board meeting to vote against another black man for being on the board. Voted against what? But the board voted him through. What I'm saying is that we ain't got no ally with them in this city. They knew that Larry Conaway was qualified, knew that he had over 27 years in the district, knew that you don't have patriot, knew that he had that he was qualified to be on the board, but they went and objected to him being on the board. So where is the relationship? And all we can say, well, we got to get along. I need to say tonight in New Haven, blacks, we are in a war. Because if you can't stand with me, why I'm over here standing with you? You see what's happening in my community. You stand against Larry Conaway, then you ask me to go stand with someone who is ripping the school board, ripping taxpayers off. They spent $14,000 investigating Darnell Goldston because the financial guy said that Darnell harassed him because he asked him questions about the finance. And most people don't know that Phil Penn, yeah, I'm saying your name, Phil Penn, because you are a public figure. You work for the public. I'm a public figure. And he used his white privilege to get a black superintendent, to get the president, to get the mayor, and to get 2 other board members to say, hey, we're going to carry Darnell. We're going to see can we get Darnell off this board. You can't get Darnell off the board. He's an elected person. So you took $14,000 of taxpayers' money to prove what? Led by Miss Rivera. And now she goes to a committee where blacks are on the committee and then answer a damn question that was relevant to anything. When they should have been asking questions. I don't have a question. And when you deal with our representation, you ain't got no question. And she over there spending and using a school without a contract. If you were black, you would never be using it. And I think some higher powers need to come in and investigate what they do and what she's doing. I've sent out FOIs. Mr. Alexiades, who is the lawyer, have not responded to. I sent them out in March. I just resent them the other night. Hopefully, he may get around to it. If he don't, I'm going to the state FOI. So that's what we're doing here. We got to have a new mayor. And we'll be talking about that. We are going to register 25,000 new black voters in this city. Got to register. Got to get them out. If we can get 25,000 new black voters in what we have now, and they go to the poll, we control it. Let's make New Haven look like Atlanta. Blacks everywhere. And Tony Hart did that. But she wasn't good enough for some blacks. And they allowed the present mayor to bring up all kinds of things, that she's a crook, she's that. This present mayor is not a transparent mayor. Not a transparent mayor at all. So we keep fighting, we'll keep doing what is necessary, and I would just hope that others will join this fight. There are several people who are interested. We're going to have a big firm, whether it's Zoom, whether we practice social distance, and for those who want to run for mayor, then we're going to decide who we're going to run. But he got to go. Like now. And I'm not afraid of it. And none of you should not be afraid. You should ask yourselves, what has he done? Our streets are even nastier now. You got leaves, you got paper, grass ain't even cut. And what do black people have in their community? Only thing that they're doing in this city is building apartments. And they're forcing us out of this city because we can't pay the rent. You got Mandy buying all the apartments in Newhartville and Dixwell, half fixing them up, but charging rent double. We got to pick at some of these people. We got to sit at the table and say, you ain't going to do this over here. All right, I done ratted enough. Any other questions?
I think this is a good dialogue because people need to be aware of what's happening right around us. And I think I said it the last time we were on a conversation where I live at, right in Newhartville. Houses is going up, and the joggers, because black folk don't jog.
No, they don't even ride their bikes on the trail.
Well, I do have a bike, but I ain't put it on the trail yet. Yeah, so it's interesting to see the diversity in that's coming through Newhartville, where it was predominantly just black folks.
Not no more.
Yeah,
not no more. People walk around, they ain't scared no more.
No,
We scared of them now because we see so many.
yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
well,
So just keeping ourselves aware. Yeah.
Yeah, people got to wake up. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping. Yeah, got to wake up.
True.
And black church got to wake up. Black preachers got to wake up. Because you making it, that ain't hitting on that when your people ain't making it. I make sure my people are making it. That's why I can talk. Because I make sure all of them got jobs. Because they ain't got no jobs, how they going to help the ministry? How is the ministry going to be a vital ministry, valuable ministry? We built a new church right in the heart of Newhartville.
Mm-hmm.
And when they said it couldn't be, well, Kimber can't do it. No, I wasn't doing it. The Lord was doing it. And that's what he's done. Look at the handiwork of our God. So
yeah, these now, because everything is social distancing, the community can get more information by being on some of the Zooms that are taking place, right?
Yes.
So for the Board of Ed, there's a Zoom for that when they have the meetings.
Board of Alders, there's a Zoom. I'm on the Board of Ed every other week and see what. Listen, the Board of Ed has that second highest budget in the city. And mind you, they got one cleaning company that I don't know what they're making, but it's a cleaning company out there. But listen, with all of that, what other black lawyer, what other black business person that has a contract with the New Haven Board of Education? Just not New Haven Board of Education, with the city of New Haven. Nobody. that I know of. Maybe they know some people. And we're controlling the board. Lord help us.
So with where are we with the police? Wasn't something supposed to be going on with them? The re reorganizing or something? Is anything going on with that or moving forward with that?
Listen, you listen. When the mayor cut the police department by $4 million,
Okay.
he did that because Black Lives Matter. I ain't got nothing against Black Lives Matter, but Black Lives Matter picketed his house. He sit down on the police steps, the mayor like a little wimp, and wouldn't speak up. So they cut the police department. Then he turns around, he starts a class. Then he turns around and said, we need to start another class. So they got two classes going on when he took money. And what taxpayers don't know is that we're paying more money now because we're paying overtime. Overtime with the police department, overtime with the fire department. Those are our two big budget items in this city. That's why the city, this mayor, which is not transparent, has brought Henry Fernandez in, and along with some other individuals, to go meet with Yale.
So
And
Gregory says we're controlling the city with black leadership and still not progressing. Are we controlling it? Are we controlling the city?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a big portion of it.
Okay.
We got a big portion of it.
So when he said we're still not progressing, is that a true statement, or is it we don't have other?
I think it has some truth to it.
Okay.
Because, we had a black mayor, and I thought Tony was doing a good job with which he had to work with. But then you had those pockets of blacks who allowed white men and black men to attack a black woman. And that ain't going to ever happen, that a black man attack a white woman or a Hispanic woman, and that ain't going to never happen. Because somebody is going to stand up against you. I stood up in a board education meeting, and they had 3 ELL positions. And they had those 3 positions for Hispanics. And I stood up, I said, how are we going to do that? Why would we do that? 2 is enough, or 1 is enough. And I had Hispanic clergy and some stepping, fetching Negro black clergies to hold a press conference against me that I'm against Hispanics. No, I'm just for my people. So I want to mention this thing with Henry Fernandez, that the mayor is not being transparent. Okay. That they wanted Yale to give them $50 million on their operation budget. Well, the operation budget is for the city. It is not used for nothing but operation. It will not be used for nothing for these communities in which we live in. So okay. I'm sending them a letter and saying that I want to meet with you all, because if you give whatever you give the city, then I want you to give Newhallville a third of it.
Well, what happened to the $4 million they just took from the police? Where'd that go?
I don't know where that went. Well, I assume it went for operation, to operate their budget.
Okay. Well, did they get more from Yale to operate their budget? Like, my God, what?
Yale to not even consider giving them nothing close to $50 million, nothing close to $10 million. Because if you give it to them now, they're going to come back next year and even want more. Let this mayor and his staff figure out how they are going to operate this city. Now, I know people say, well, Yale ought to give their share. Yeah, give your share directly to the community, like you are doing. They are doing some of that. So get the rest of where we know where we stand and what is transpiring.
It's more like accountability for where the money is going.
We don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't know. We got a board of auditors that looks at the budget. They do the best they can with it. You know, leadership do the best they can with it.
Got it. Got it.
So
So kids are home until, do we know when they're home until?
no, they don't know. They don't know.
Gregory
I don't
said
even
some
think
more stuff over here.
I don't even think they're going back to school next year.
Gregory saying minority contractors aren't getting their fair share. $1.7 billion school contract construction program, and we still don't have a Black contractor that can do a $3 million contract. Now the city is trying to come up with a study on how to grow minority contractors.
Come on, listen. Gregory, I agree with you. They come right in the heart of Dixwell, where the Q House is, and had nothing but white contractors. If it wasn't for Rodney Rock protesting for jobs out there, we probably would have never got anything. Randy, how you do that? How the city allow that? How politicians allow that? Right in the heart.
So, excuse my ignorance, but are there a lot of Black contractors around?
I think that there are Black contractors around. But what I've been trying to tell Black contractors, y'all got to hook up with each other. First of all, you got a bonding issue. But that bonding issue, that we can work around that because the general contractor can hold the bond. But we got to learn to work together. And we got to learn to pull our resources together. If they need a painter, we don't need 3 or 4 painters bidding for the job. Let's go in together and be able to split it up. It's enough money for everybody. You ain't gonna be able to eat off of one painting job,
right?
And sustain yourself. The same thing with brick masons. The same thing in plumbing. The whole gamut. We have got to come together as Black contractors. That's how we can grow contractors.
Right. So it's like one guy gets the contract and all the guys work.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
And everybody eat. And that's what we got to come in. That's what we got to deal with. So what if you make $25,000 off the job? That's $25,000 you didn't have.
Right.
And so it's the same thing with our attorneys. They say, well, we ain't got no Black attorneys that can do this. Come on, y'all. Give them a shot at it. Stop being so hard on other Blacks who have gone to school, who are educated, and they can do this.
I mean, you could train anyone to do anything. If you given the opportunity, they can learn. They can learn how.
If you want to be trained, and they can do that. So we still got to fight ahead of us in this city. We got to fight ahead of us in this state. We got to fight ahead of us. And then, hey, the vaccine is coming out. We got to see where we are with the vaccine. We got to. Black leaders got to have a conversation about this vaccine, whether we're going to take the vaccine. What we're doing now, Derek Holloway out of Hartford is representing the Connecticut State Missionary Baptist Convention on this advisory board in reference to the vaccine. I've had a conversation with Ashley Allison, who's on the transition team for Joe Biden, who worked for the campaign, in reference to me having a meeting with individuals who are working on his task force. You do know we have a professor here at Yale who is working on that task force.
Yeah.
So we got to get our heads together. Listen, take the flu shot. I mean, it's been asked. I've taken it. I've been pushing it in my congregation and talking to people. It's bad to catch the flu and then have COVID-19 too. So Listen, let's be smart about it. People saying, well, if I take this, it's gonna kill me. I know I want to listen. You're gonna die of something. Yeah,
Uh,
take them right. Yeah, yeah,
so let's just quickly, before you round up, talk about the church and how people are handling, their mask and their PPE. And Gregory has something else to say. Hold on. Let's see. Gregory, you're going to have to just come on the show because, brother, you writing books over here.
yeah,
Uh,
yes.
I wish I could just send you the link to come on in here. Lord have mercy. What he got? 12 and a half to 12 and a fourth allow blacks to bid on 150,000. Is that what we got? And below anything over 150K, minority contractors can only get 25% of that money according to the rules. But remember, white women are considered a minority, so white men are putting their companies in their wives' and daughters' names, which
Yes,
give them the same preference as black women construction owners. Shaking my head.
very
Greg,
much.
you're on fire, Gregory. You're gonna have you come on here next time.
Yeah, very much, very much so. He is right. He is right. They're getting us from two sides. That's what they're doing. They're getting us from two sides. They got a company. The wife got a company. The kids got a company, and they consider it a minority company. So I got to hurry up and get off of
Get
here.
out
You
of here.
talk church. We've been on Zoom and teleconference for since the second Sunday in March. I want to thank my people for the job that they are doing and for leading us. We have a doctor in our church that give us an update every Sunday for COVID-19. The church has a plan, and I said to him the other day very nicely, "You appreciate you got a plan, but we don't know when you're gonna be able to use your plan." So when we're going back, but listen, I have paid attention to my church. I haven't been on Facebook Live. I ain't been on YouTube. I've been cultivating my people, loving my people, talking to my people at least twice a week. We do Bible study on conference and Zoom. We have members talking about different things. I think we had one of my members who sell homes, talked about credit. We have our doctor talking. We have, I think this week we are talking about the chairman of our deacon ministry is speaking about forgiveness. And so we're excited about what we're doing. God has blessed us to be out and still maintain our bills. And so we're going to continue to trust God. I'm not going to put my people in harm's way. Neither will I put myself in harm's way. When we go back, you can rest assured that we will have the proper things. We want to thank Rick Fontana, Paul Miles from the state governor's office for putting PPE stuff here in the city. I want to thank Yale for being a great neighbor to us with technology, with PPE, with food. Take my hats off to them for what they are doing for this community during this COVID-19.
Okay.
So that's where
So
we're.
wait. So I didn't tell everybody that you are a big deal now over in the missionary Baptist circle.
So I was elected. I had served 8 years before, and so I was reelected president of the Connecticut State Missionary Baptist Convention.
All
Uh,
right.
and so the Lord had blessed us tremendously. We did our virtual adjourned session back in, well, this month. We're having our winter leadership virtually starting on the 10th of December. If you'd like to join us, then give us a call, and then we'll give you the Zoom link. There are about 6 or 7 classes that you can take. It's all free. We are working on Christian education. Our people need to be trained. Black people in the black church need to be trained. Black preachers need to be trained. We're working on our millennials. We got to bring them back to the church. We're working on home mission, foreign mission, and evangelism. We have a big meeting this Saturday to deal with evangelism because we're not able to do evangelism like we used to do door to door. We are going to be doing evangelism by Zoom, training our people because we want to have people when we come back to church.
Right.
So we got to do the work. And so those are some of the things that we're doing. I'm excited to be back again and working with the good people of our state. We got about 50 strong churches, and so it's been good.
That's what's up.
That's
Well,
what's
I'm
up.
going to let you go because the wife might be giving you a side eye by now. It's time, time to put the phones up.
Did you see my Q hat tonight? I thought I would put that on. A shout out to the brothers of Chi Omicron, and shout out to the brothers of Road Chapter down in Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right now.
And shout out to my daughters and stuff in North Carolina and my daughter here. So shout out to all of them.
We're out of here. This is a Dr. Kimber, live with Dr. Kimber, and a T is Talking joint effort. So y'all can go watch it on either platform. You're going to find the same information. Thank you again, Dr. Kimber, for being here and for giving us information that's helpful to us in our community. But we're trying to learn one day at a time. All right, y'all.
I like them glasses. Be good.
We're going to have a good time. Y'all have a good night. We'll talk to you later.
Today's show is sponsored by our friends at McClam Funeral Home, 95 Dixwell Avenue, New Haven, Connecticut, 06511. Be sure to consider them for all your funeral service needs.